Once I was a crusader for the Divine Order. I pledged my life to Lucian the Divine. The war changed everything. He sent me to save the elves I grew up amongst. I arrived too late. Lucian ordered the use of death fog against the Black Ring, annihilating everyone I once knew in the process. Now I'm a mercenary killer, one of the infamous Lone Wolves. And my next target is none other than Lucian's own son.
It all happened like I knew it would. A single drop of source magic. And, like flies to honey, the monsters swarmed. The rabble panicked. The carnage began. And the Magisters pointed their fingers at me. Just as I'd planned. I was shackled and collared and sent to Fort Joy. I'd come here to kill Godwoken. But instead I became part of their story.
The things I do to complete a contract.
What a well of knowledge this tome is. Dallas is such a dear lending it to me.
Being leashed by the Order once was quite being leashed by the Order once was quite enough.
No lesions, no trauma. He was bled by magic.
Being leashed by the Order once was quite enough. Nice haircut, Smiley.
No marks, no indications of a struggle. No known associates. In fact, he seemed quite averse to spending time with the others.
Boring.
Ah, you're up. Yes. Looks like that collar fits you snugly enough. Nice bit of work, even if I do say so myself. There. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered. You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters. Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those source spells of yours? See what happens. Oh, do go on. I won't hold it against you. Promise. My, aren't we a meek little lamb? Perhaps I need... So let's just leave it on, shall we? Because, to answer your question, what the collar... For your own peace of mind, of course. Yours and the whole world. Dungeon? You have the gall to call my laboratory a...
Index fingers pressed to her lips, she pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Oh well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. A new life awaits. And if you're a... known associates. In fact, he seemed quite averse to spending time with the others.
Bloody murder. Looks like someone's hit the Hall of Echoes a little early.
Behind the Magister, a bloodied mass lies in a heap. Gore and limbs lie at odd angles. You can't make out a face amid the mess.
There's been a murder. A sorcerer was killed by one of your own. Lucky you were busy getting your collar. Waters is investigating. She'll figure out who did it. Always does. It's a small ship. His name was Finn. Oddball. Looked to me like he saw... We'll find out who did it.
Kind of magic. I'll need to write to headquarters right away. Ugly sight, isn't it?
Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwoken followed the source that did this.
She looks up at you with a mirthless smile.
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course. I thought as... Listen, I could use someone to keep bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. How about that? Not in here, it isn't. You let me know if you hear it. Did the murderer take him into this room? Or was he already here?
I wasn't doing any...
There's nothing else.
Name? The Divine Order wants to know. Well, you aren't here on my list. Scram it.
Well, there has been a murder, Your Majesty.
A broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed, palms face up on his knees. His beard is a cascade of... He raises an eyebrow as you approach, but doesn't open his eyes.
Listen up, boy. You hear that? The ship, of course.
A wave of sound washes over you. The unintelligible chatter of your shipmates.
And? Heh! A common sort of sound, isn't it? That's all you hear, though. There now, just like that. Aha!
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks into an expression of joy. One great paw...
There. You heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, boy. Good news. It's the wheel. The wheel. Don't you see, you beautiful idiot? Squeaks whenever the helmsman jerks it clockwise, which means, burn my beard. That means, if we've been travelling for... Yes, only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy. Ah, so you've eyes as well as ears, eh? You'll go far, mate. Even here. No indeed, boy. But that...
The dwarf leans back from the table and strokes his beard, gold medallions jingling merrily. His eyes...
That'll be all. Thank you kindly, boy.
He continues stroking his beard, a beatific smile.
You one of them? A Divine Order loyal? They killed a sorcerer, you know.
Well, well. What have we here? A fresh face in the...
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
I'm inspecting your teeth, in case that wasn't spectacular. There's some discoloration, but I've seen worse. After all, one can't Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Oh, goodness, no. Don't even mention the demon's testes that are turnips. On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor? Yes, I can tell from your vagabond chic. A bag is as good as a On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The delicate art of... Just as I thought. That explains what... So, 3 questions asked, 3 questions answered. As per your own testimony, you have the taste buds of a dung beetle, the fashion sense of a monkey in a clown suit, and your personal hygiene reminds one of a carcass rotting in the sun. That won't do at all, see? I'm sad to say I must deny you the opportunity to be my slave. Ever so sorry. I know, but you just don't have... Still, hone your skills, and one day you may just...
I know it.
I spent my life singing for my slaves to bring me my supper. Finer fare. Meanwhile, the Magisters feast.
That knuckle if you keep carrying on.
One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
The elf is reading a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia. He looks up. His big he reaches out and takes your hand, turning it this way and that.
Fascinating.
He sits back and returns to his book, flicking quickly from page to page, completely oblivious to your presence.
Oh no, my instinct to survive is quite... Oh dear. I seem to have crossed... You have my apologies. Perhaps I should demand the same from those red-cloaked humans. They laid their hands on me more than once. I do not believe I have been drawn anywhere. It is simultaneously too detailed and... Tell me, what do you know of our world's history? Oh, please. I have No. I want to know about the This text tells me that they... Where did these gods come from? Who are their people? Where are the others of their kind? Of course you don't have any use. Now, please, run along. I have a world to decipher.
No amount of pestering will get the elf to take his eyes off.
Here to register, sir. Good. Magister Williams, is you faring okay so far? I'm glad to hear it. You head on in now.
I'm trying to concentrate.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
You think me mad?
Mad? Insufferable, surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep quiet long enough for me to listen.
How dare you classify this slop as food? I've seen more appetizing things coming out of vague strip.
And if she tries to run, shoot to kill.
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters. They keep their crossbow trained upon her as she's being interrogated.
So you admit it then? You murdered her?
Yes, I did. But of course,
She turns her head.
and there are others whose lives must...
Good God! The woman! You there! Sorcerer! Go and fetch Magister Siwan! We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
No. I'm afraid I always perform my...
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
What's happened? long before this thing snaps into splinters. Damn. That doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards.
You pass through the door and are suddenly face to face with an undead. The skeleton is quickly leafing through a volume of Cranley.
No! It catches fire. It turns into must when wet. It cannot even resist.
The skeleton looks up.
Oh, it's you. Shouldn't you be running and screaming or some such?
The skeleton groans and looks.
I know your god did not gift. Do you look at me and think, why, yes, there is... No, damp robes are the most I have to fear. Once this glorified skiff hits the seafloor, whereas you, I believe, have lifeboats to pointlessly squabble over. I believe you did. Although I had a mask rather ingeniously designed. A mask that was stolen by that damned... Still, she'll drown with the rest of these fools. And I will simply pluck my mask from her cold, dead hands. Indeed. Just a sense of... I would...
The skeleton shrugs.
That means there's still a chance.
Don't be crap, kid. Children and dwarfs first, just like the old stories say.
The dwarf yanks at...
Said there were other people.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time for getting the hell out of here.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's a ladder right over there. You can go straight down.
You're gonna be the death of us. Heads won't be a bit nasty.
You should never leave someone behind.
If you can walk, get your arm on the ladder. There's a... Wait! Void Woken!
I thought Void Woken was supposed to be scary. Let the games begin. I'm ready.
They who are about to triumph.
These beardless bugs would sink the ship on my watch.
Away! The sea's hungry. We don't have much time.
I hear something. It's Magister Siwan, the one who put on this damn collar. Sounds like she needs help.
She tries to speak, but can only gape as she clutches her neck. With jagged movements, she raises her clenched fist, and blood quickly soaks through the cloth. Magister Siwan's mouth opens and closes, her eyes wide in terror. It's working. The pressure is stemming the flow of blood. Something within the ship snaps. The floorboards shudder. Siwan struggles to her feet, clinging.
It's ripping the ship apart. This is it. She's going down.
I have plans for you, child. Rise.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Orivan.
So the Order's right about one thing. We are trapped Voidwoken. Am I the lone survivor? Only one way to find out. Any man who put his likeness in stone is a fool in my book.
The child has a small mirror in his hands. He holds it up at angles, inspecting his eyes, his chin, the crown of his head. He spots you, and his arms snap to his sides.
I'm not supposed to talk to strangers. Are you a sorcerer? One of those guys that brings the bad void things here?
The child looks at you straight on, unafraid, searching your face. He lifts his mirror to his nose, closes one eye.
I don't see any source on you or me. I guess they're wrong. Or crazy. Maybe you're right. At least they don't mind where anyone goes. They know we can't leave the island, and it's a lot nicer out here than outside. They're gone now. Their Magisters took them already. I guess now they're cured. And maybe they're waiting for me back at... But you didn't die. I guess I am. But it's just normal to be scared. No, there isn't anywhere safer. You'll see.
Voidwoken. Those are the same beasts that sank our ship. Damn. They made it to shore. thought these bloody collars were supposed to keep those things at bay. The face is familiar. What's left of it? He was aboard the ship. A black cat. Maybe my luck is about to change.
The cat's eyes are clouded and grey, but it stares at you with acute intensity. Its eyes clear. The cat's eyes are clouded. It appears confused. The cat's eyes are clouded. It appears
So, time to find this Boris fellow. What's this? I found something. I wonder where this leads. Rubbish.
As the alcove opens up, you see the same skeleton that you met on the boat before it sank. He's leaning over a corpse, prodding and pulling at the skin of its bugger.
How on earth am I supposed to...
Skeletal fingers reach down and grip the skin of the dead man's face, pulling sharply upwards. After a few more tugs at...
Damnation! That stuck fast. I wonder, does the beard act as some form of anchor? Ah! No! Stay back! Don't... Oh, it's you. I must admit I'm surprised. Perhaps you're more buoyant than I suspected. Why, its face, of course. What other use? A face that seems rather... I would normally employ a tool to delicate... I could then craft a mask to hide my bone.
The skeleton grabs the corpse by the cheeks and pulls hard, grunting in frustration as the body's skin holds firm.
Carved? Please. You hardly think... You have never seen anything like it because you... Simply put, I have. Indeed. No one seems to have the... At least from this realm. As for the others... Well... There is an excavation site at the Black Pit's oil fields. Perhaps there I'll... A cult? Hardly. I could ask you to imagine an Eternal as a creature of We studied the mysteries of the universe. We create... But I will find them. Wherever they are, I will find them. I suppose. Circumstances bit. You seem more at ease in this world than I. A guide would certainly be you. Excellent. While we are conversing, perhaps you noticed that, of course, the arcane arts are my little speciality. But being a brilliant wizard does not mean I cannot handle blade or bow. So, which do you require for this enterprise of yours? I could do that with one hand behind my spine. Now, splendid. Very well. Let's be...
The cat's eyes, it appears confused.
Alexander,
But wait,
Come on, old man.
he's too well protected
Wait
here.
all day. He hasn't changed
Our
a bit.
Father,
Always
who
late.
presideth over us all.
I don't think I ain't watching. That's your fifth blue chest to this road.
What of him?
Yeah, what of?
I told him at noon exactly. Didn't I?
Don't like the game shops you control.
Our Father, who presideth over us all.
A little respect for Griff's right hand, Topsy.
Right hand, my quicker. Fella's got more right hands than an octopus.
Come on, old man. I can't wait all day.
That's it. I call calls. Pay up.
Looky here, mates. A fresh face. Why don't you join us? No problem, Freshie. In that case, enjoy your stay. But I'll be needing to collect your interment fee first, of course. I'm sure the Reds told ya. No one gets along without paying the interment fee. So, let's... Well, you've heard of it now, ain't ya? Go on then, Freshie. Turn 'em out. Lone wolf, eh? If you lot are as fearsome as they say...
Ralvo looks you up and down.
You know what? I'm in a good mood. Take a hike, Freshie. You hear that, mates? This cub's got...
Lest the void overtake and devour us all. Lest the void overtake and devour us all. Lest the void overtake and devour us all. Our Father, who presideth lest the void overtake and devour us all.
Is it not enough that you travel with me? Go on then, bark away. Let's see if we can find any method in it. The Mask of the Shapeshifter? I crafted one for my child once. Of course, now with that mask, I can shapeshift and walk through this world looking like... It certainly makes traveling through towns easier. Trust you, bloody man. People like you... I'm using the mask to keep myself safe from the violence of this world. Oh, it's quite simple. One just acquires a face. Combining several of these single face masks, along with a source orb, will produce... Frankly, I'm amazed everyone isn't doing it.
Send us your children, your supplicants, and you divine.
Please, please, you must help me. No one here... Irma, she's called... I'm sick with worry. Completely sick. And no one in this damn camp will lift a finger to help me find her. I last saw her just here, near 3 days ago. She was playing with her little doll, and I was washing out her tunic. I turned from her for one moment, and she was gone. Left her doll? Yes, of course. Here, you should take it with you. When you find her...
She soaks up a steady...
She ought to come with you then. This place turns people cold. Cold and wicked. You are an angel. Irma? Where are you, darling?
A fella can't hear himself think with all this racket. You hear that, Farah? You gotta cut that out. What's happened to you? She needs help, but none I can give. Mad as a cuckoo, that one. Distraught don't even begin to cover it. She's hollering after that child of hers. Killed by a void woman, she was. And there ain't no amount of hollering...
Irma? Irma?
He hasn't changed a bit. Always late.
Shh! Bishop Alexander and the Hammer are here.
Come on then, Lexi. Pay up.
This is not your business, Long Pig.
Don't let this moss muncher talk to you like that. Pay up, elf. No one shorts griff. Especially not one of you. Everyone in camp's got to contribute.
Food? Protection? I have neither.
You two ought to be thanking your lucky gods it's us, and not... Now come on, elf. If you make me say it again, there's gonna be trouble. We got a system.
Follow me, before more of them trouble us. There is a safe place.
A little reprieve from the din outside.
I'm ready to you're dead!
Thank you for your help with that, thug. Rare is the human who goes against their own for an elf.
She smiles.
I won't forget your aid, friend. Perhaps I can be of aid to you. In this cave, we trust the healer. She is young, but she sees. She knows more than we know. In the camp, the brute Griff rules. He who gives the bread has the power. It gives me great pain. I'm with my family. We are making beautiful magic. We are healing a tree cut down with great violence. The Magisters, I hear of no escapes. The only way out is through the Magisters, through their cure. Wait, before you go, I am not here without your help. I do not forget this. For you, a prize. I save it for a special occasion, but I can think of no finer occasion than this. Thank you.
You're too slow! I magicked you, you're dead! I know they help. I'll stab you right in the eye! I magicked you, you're dead!
Ah, my unlikely friend. What do you...
The young girl's eyes are covered, but she turns towards you when you approach.
Ah, hello. Quite the blood-soaked journey has led you here. You are not who you once were.
I see it before my eyes.
It is not so bad. I know which days have bread and which days have none. I know more bread comes someday. It helps.
Wary all of a sudden,
I cannot offer you much more than my sympathies.
Her eyebrows.
There can be a way. Amiro knows. But he is gone. My protector, my friend, an elf. He is caught by those who hurt him. I wish so much for his you bring me great peace. I see something that helps. I see a lizard. He is a lizard of many dreams, of far feeling. Yes, please ask. It is safer here. We make no trouble for Griff. He makes no trouble for us. I feel him, but I do not see him.
This hole is too small for you to squeeze into.
I know they help.
Rest now, or you'll hie yourself to the grave.
Is that thing eating corpses?
The creature heaves through lips gummed with human gore. It turns to you with great...
You. Quite lost. Now, a little query. Where grows the yarrow? Quickly now, for I haven't much time. Maybe I unscrew your lid and poke about inside and set your memory straight. Would that please you? Can you not remember now? Where does the yarrow grow? Where?
ready. The dead man, creature, thing, lies in a heap on the beach.
Whatever it was too dangerous to be allowed. Is it not enough that you travel with me? Go on then. As you approach the blacksmith, you feel a bony hand on your arm. Fane leans in and whispers in your ear. If it would be acceptable, I have an and if it would not be acceptable, well, that would render this entire conversation.
Fane approaches the blacksmith and quietly speaks to her. You can't overhear much, but he seems to be gesturing towards her head an awful... Fane's words are quiet, but you hear the blacksmith repeat, "Face Ripper?"
What is it with creeps like you and Master Niles? I told him to slither back to his dungeon and...
Fane backs away, scratching his head. It seems that didn't go as he'd expected. He's lost in thought, though. She must have...
I repeat myself.
Bow your head, please! If we chant the endless prayer, the next divine will ascend! Haven't you heard? Bishop Alexander, the Divine's own son, is God-woken. You do not doubt that he will come into his...
An odd-looking young woman is staring intently at the statue to the Divine, fingers curled rigidly at her sides. Greyish-black veins run from her head, snaps to you mechanically, and her eyes lock with yours. Light suddenly flashes back into her face. The grey veins...
Hey there, tall, dark and glowery. What's your name? Ah, it's nothing really. It's just... I'm just a bit... well, a bit... hospitable? Put it like this. You've never been a host, I bet. That's because you're an infested clump of leaves on the side of the road. That ain't bad, but I'm a roadside inn. Red door, flowers out front, like a goddamn gold star inn for the disembodied. Now, isn't that just the question of the hour? I can't be sure just yet. I'll be surprised if it's a demon. Definitely not. So, how are you enjoying the joy? So true. So, you want to check this place out together? Strength in numbers and all that. It does, right? Before we head out, I've got more than a few tricks up my sleeve. Lately, I've been into the enchanting arts, but I can shoot, slash, summon, steal, whatever your little black heart desires. So, what'll it be? Sounds fine. So, we're good to go? Yeah? Well, that was easier than I thought.
So this is Fort Joy.
What a crumbling disaster.
A delivery. Surely you'll have one.